So you clicked on this video because you want to learn something, and you don't want this video to be like another video which you might have scrolled before, and then there will be another video after this which you might scroll to just in the hope of that you want to learn something more. I understand that whenever you clicked on this video, you are trying to be a better learner. So that was actually one of the very first steps that everyone should take. And if you clicked on this video because you think that you will learn something, that is a good thing. That means that you do understand that there's still more to learn. This is actually the first thing, that is accepting that we are not where we want to be in life. You can put it in that way, because if you have learned everything in life, then why would you want to watch a video of a person on the internet? Most of the time when we are consuming content back to back, especially self-help and self-improvement content, we are tend to just get stuck on that loop of just consuming that content rather than doing something about it. So if you are kind of stuck in that cycle, so there are a few steps which I personally apply in my life, might work for maybe someone who is in the same mindset or who is in the same phase as me, and then they can maybe relate to it and grow in some way or another. Now, the problem with learning is not new. People have not been interested in learning since they are very young, but it depends on what kind of learning they have gone through. Most of the time when we hear the word learn, it means learning something, like learning an essay, learning a formula, learning for a test. Usually our mind tends to go in that way. Another thing is learning from life, like learning from your own mistakes, learning from your past breakups, learning from your failed tests, learning from your failed marriage, learning from your failed startup, and anything you might have gone through in life. So learning comes from mistakes as well. And there's another thing where learning comes from is when you practically apply something. So for example, when you open a bottle, you need to learn that motion. You need to understand that you have to hold the cap and then twist it and then open it. That's the learning curve. But once you learn it, it becomes second nature. You don't even think about that you're holding a bottle and turning it. So it just becomes second nature. And I personally think, like, in life, learning is combination of all these three. Now there can be other things which I might have missed, but from like a basic understanding, this is what I'm going with. And with this comes the most important thing, which is self-awareness. Now, self-awareness goes with ego. So most of the time what stops us from learning is our ego. But if you start listening, looking carefully, you will find that you can learn from anyone, anywhere, anything. Like literally, like even if you are watching a TV show, you can learn from it. For example, like when I was watching Friends, let's say there was an episode where Joey and Chandler had a debate, or they had like some miscommunication where one person is angry with another person. And then what the show shows us, that the one person made an effort and the other person didn't make an effort or try to hide it or whatever. And it shows that what we can do is, like, we should be open to our friends. We should be open in our communication, and we should be doing the right thing. And this is what it comes down to. So seeing an example and then learning from it is a different thing. So what I have been recently doing is learning from things which I can learn. If I let my ego come in the way and I be like, why should I message first? Why can't the other person message? And then, it just ruins the relationship. So the ego should work in your favor, not against you. And for example, if I message the other person and that person is not very responsive and they are still maintaining that awkwardness, from my recent experience, most of the time the awkwardness goes away, because the other person is also thinking, okay, why should I come first? But if you just go there, then there's no awkwardness, because that person might be shy, that person might have a very big ego, but at that point when you go first and then you talk, the ego disappears, like their ego just disappears. So you're in a way like kind of like helping them, and what left is the actual things, like the friendship. After that ego is gone, that person will make these effort next time. Like I have seen this, like that person will be more easy around you, they will be more open towards you. Not like people are not bad, like it's just the situation and our interaction and everything with them which makes our relationships or anything bad or good. It just depends on situations, it just depends on circumstances, it just depends on the person, it just depends on lots of things. Same like this video, same like how you might be a good learner or a bad learner. It's just all very it's not like defined. So people sometimes put too much pressure on them, that they are watching too much content about how to improve, how to be a better learner, how to do this, how to do that, and they're not going anywhere. It's not easy. Like it does take time to improve ourselves. It's not a point in life. Like it's not like if you do this for 6 months you'll be there. It's a constant journey. If you want to become a good learner, first thing, let go of your ego. Start looking at things in way which you can learn from it. If you're watching new season of Reacher on Prime, for example, not promotion, I really like the TV show. It's a good TV show if you want to watch. But there was one scene where a girl bring out some stats to Reacher and said, oh, look at this, like this could be this. And Reacher says, only you could have done this. If you look at the scenario, you can be like, okay, this is a good thing. Even if you have noticed something, like for example, if you're working in an office or something, other person comes to you and say, oh, have you noticed this? Instead of just saying, oh yeah, I noticed that too, you just say, oh, nice catch, bro. Like it will just boost their self-confidence. Like what harm will it do to you? Ego. Like if you want to say, I noticed it too, that's your ego speaking. Like that's where your ego wants you to be, put yourself up front. If I don't take credit for noticing something, like will it make a difference? So this is what I have been doing, and this is my personal advice. First of all, I'm trying to learn more, so I'm trying to read more. So this is one of the first things I'm doing. Then the second thing is, when I'm reading, I don't look at the books or the text in that and say, okay, if I say this sentence to someone, I'm gonna get exact same response what the other person in the book got. No, that does, like, I understand that this is not how the worlds work, and hopefully people understand that too. And if they do understand that, then after reading a book, obviously you won't remember all the single dialogues they have given example of to apply in your real life, but if you read book and then you understand the morals out of it. Okay, if we say this to this person, this was the outcome. If someone was angry, for example, we gave them a very good compliment, genuine compliment, not just like fake compliment. We gave them a genuine compliment, and then they are not angry anymore. This is a good thing. So like you can easily apply this in your own life. Like you don't have to say the exact words what is written in the books. If you wanna make a better relationships with someone at your workplace, just try to compliment them. Give a genuine compliment on anything you might see. So you can give them a compliment on their smile, you can give them a compliment on their dressing sense, or you can be anything. Like that's the first step. And you can be just like, oh, that person is just horrible, I don't want to talk to that person. Trust me, when you start talking to someone, people are not horrible. Like it's just the circumstances and whatever situation and whatever the result of our, all this together, and this collective ideas and reality come together is the result of that. So if you start talking to a horrible person and then they're nice to you, like they will talk to you. Like if they're just being horrible to you, then you took your first step. That's all that matters. Like that was the first step you took. That's it. You can't do anything about it. So, and understanding that, okay, when something didn't happen in my favor, it was not my fault. That is the main thing to learn. But they can be like, you don't know, like other person can be very nice from inside. They can be very nervous. Someone might have joined very recently and then they seem very horrible, but then they can turn out to be a very nice person, It takes time. But you can be the one who makes the first step. So that's one thing. Another thing I'm doing is like not taking things literally. I try to understand the moral out of it. I try to understand things from their perspective, and I forget about whatever I know about that subject, and I try to understand, if I'm listening to this for the first time, does it make sense to my morals and values? If it does, then what I can take out of it, and then how can I apply it to my day-to-day life? That's the only thing. So learning and applying it, and that's what makes you a good learner. If you're listening, if you're learning and you're not applying it in your day-to-day life, then it does not matter. You won't learn anything. Learning takes time, learning takes practice, and it doesn't have to be hard. It can be very easy. All you have to do is just from here and there, whatever you might have heard in some TV show yesterday, there might have been some conflict, and then you can see something similar kind of situation in your workplace or in your family or in whatever, and then you can try to apply those things in your real life. And then these things, obviously we have to have some common sense. Then you can't just apply things from like a gangster movie. that don't do that, please. But again, like it should be like people should understand what is morally right and what is morally wrong for like humanity in general, and then they should see what is good for them and what is bad for them. For example, if you're earning a lot of money from bad things, that is bad. But if you're earning a lot of money from good things, that is good. Like nobody's stopping you. Like in the end result is money, right? So it's like up to you, like what kind of morals you have, how it can benefit you and everyone. Let's say it like this. In a nutshell, if you want to be a better learner, apply things in your day-to-day life. Don't take things literally. Don't let your ego come in a way that you don't have anything to learn. You have always something to learn. Even if you have 3, 4, 5 PhDs in a subject, you can still learn something from it, someone else. That can always be true. And then you can always learn more when it comes to things like which we can't measure, things like, gratitude, things like self-awareness, things like self-love and everything like that. So practicing these kind of things will hopefully make you a better learner. And if you did learn something from this video, put down in the comment section, put down how you feel about this video, put down your opinion, what you do to be a better learner. And maybe someone else will read that comment and they might not relate to my video at all, but they can relate to your comments because they are in a similar situation. And this is what I want to do with this channel, make community from comments. So Hopefully you might have learned something. If you do want to learn about how to be more happy in life, it's a very boring video. It's like over 20 minutes video. I tried to explain what happiness is. So if you do want to watch that video, it will be on your screen right now, and I will see you in that video. Goodbye.